In today's episode of Today in World War II, March 4th, the UK launches another commando raid into Norway, and once again, it hits the jackpot. The United States carrier USS Enterprise attacks Marcus Island in the Pacific, and the very last Luftwaffe aircraft to crash on British soil crash today. Little tidbit of mosaic of what happens in the war. But let's get started. Okay, on March 4th, 1941, the commandos, I tell you what, they have an obsession with Norway because they launched another raid today. About 500 British commandos, Royal Engineers, and some Norwegian troops landed again at Lofoten Islands off of Narvik at dawn. This was called Operation Claymore. And they were looking to destroy fish oil factories. I guess they're used for high explosives. I don't know what to say. Anyway, in their attack, they were able to destroy about 3,600 tons of fish oil. They sank nine German merchant ships. But here's the jackpot, right? They discovered the coding rotors of an Enigma cryptographic system, cryptographic system aboard a German trawler, the Krebs, and it was just a dream landing. Okay, they didn't take a single casualty. They accomplished all their goals. They were able to take 228 Germans captive. In fact, one of the cheeky commandos actually went to the telegraph office and sent a telegram addressed to Adolf Hitler in Berlin, saying, "We're here. Where are your troops?" Which I thought that was kind of funny. Good British humor there. But of course, the main thing was that in a previous raid in the previous month in February, they had got an Enigma machine and the codes, and then this time they got another one. They got the rotors, the coding rotors for Enigma system from a fishing trawler. My gosh, they had Enigmas everywhere, didn't they? Isn't that crazy? On March 4th, 1942, the United States carrier, the USS Enterprise, launched an aircraft against Marcus Island. This was all part of Nimitz strategy to not let the Japanese uh, have a draw a breath of relaxed air. Wanted them to feel like they could be attacked at any time. And mostly he wanted to bait Yamamoto to come in and attack because we didn't want to attack them. We weren't strong enough to attack them. We needed to draw them, their navy into our waters where we had land-based aircraft and they were extended to the end of their abilities to their ability to transmit force. So what happened? So this was part of it. So you have the Enterprise, the Yorktown, the Lexington, the Saratoga. They're all attacking all over the Japanese outer defense fields. You have the Marshall Islands, you have Marcus Island, you have the Gilbert Islands, and then they went as deep into Rabaul. They also attacked Tulagi, where the Japanese had set up a seaplane base. So that was what they were going to do, and so eventually this worked. And so we're going to find out in the coming months, May and June, just how this developed. But right now, that's what they're just picking, 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 picking. But it was also giving the air crews plenty of time to practice, get good at attack, dive bombers, torpedo bombers, fighters, and to get the task forces used to working with each other. And of course, the Japanese just didn't sit back and take it. They sent their land-based bombers, most of the four-engine Betty bombers after them, and so they got used to driving off attacks from the air. So it was a very smart thing. When Nimitz came in after Pearl Harbor was stunned. It was kind of paralyzed. There was a defeatist attitude to it. He was like the new broom coming in, swept out that, and immediately started doing aggressive attacking. And it really raised the morale of the Marines, of the Navy, and the Air Force, and the civilian population as well. So this was just part and parcel of that. And then Finally, on kind of a little tidbit, a little trivial pursuit tidbit of the war, on March 4th, 1945, the very last Luftwaffe aircraft to ever crash on British soil crashed on this day. It was a night fighter, a Junkers 88 that had been converted to a night fighting role instead of being a bomber. It was manned by a crew of four. And this captain, Luftwaffe captain, he was a very experienced bomber pilot. He had the Knight's Cross. He was very well decorated, and he was transitioned to night fighters. He was following the RAF bomber stream from Germany back into the UK. He wanted to shoot them down as they were landing. For some reason, he decided to go after a British civilian car that he had seen. This is near York in northern England. But as he was coming in low to strafe, I suppose, his wing clipped a a tree and it crashed into a village, and a couple of civilians were killed. Of course, obviously, the German crew were killed as well. So, does this have anything to do with winning the war? No. But I just thought it was an interesting little tidbit of okay, Trivial Pursuit. When was the last German aircraft to ever crash in the UK? Well, now you got the answer. If I ever come out with that Trivial Pursuit World War II game, then you're gonna just kick ass, and your friends are gonna envy you, and the women are all gonna want to be with you. Well, maybe not. Only if they're nerdy women, right? So anyway, I'll let you go now. Thank you very much for watching this very short video, and I will talk to you later.